Oh, good morning. Believe it or not, the temperatures have climbed a little, and it is now -2. So I think that's pretty awesome. And I have not been out riding for the last couple of weeks because temperatures have been something like -10, -12 centigrade. And the roads have been crappy, so not worth the risk. So I thought I'd go out for a little spin. Did a little adjustment on Clyde here. I disconnected his O2 sensor and decreased the fueling at the low end in the fuel controller to compensate for the fact that the ECU will not be trimming the fuel anymore on the bottom third of the throttle. So we'll see how that goes. Yesterday would have been an ideal day because it was actually above zero. However, the main roads are fine. I mean, when I say fine, they're at least not frozen because they put a lot of crap down there to keep them thawed, which of course is no good for the bike, but hey. Yeah, so I wanted to disconnect the oxygen sensor because it's, it puts the bike in closed loop mode for the bottom third of the throttle or thereabouts. And since I have a fuel controller, the two are constantly fighting a bit. The O2 sensor is signaling the ECU to trim the fuel that I'm adding, and in the past I've just tried disconnecting the O2 sensor and without adjusting the ECU to compensate, and performance was good, but fuel economy suffered by maybe 4 miles to the gallon. And so I thought, well, okay, this time maybe we'll try it, but by trimming the fueling down added by the EJK. We'll see if that helps. The conditions right now are probably the kind of conditions I try to avoid usually because, even though the roads are seemingly clear, they're not 100% dry, as you can see. And like I was saying, they put all that crap down on the road to keep it from freezing, but you never know where you might come into a spot where you get a little frozen patch anyway, eh? When I'm riding below zero temps, I really prefer the roads to be bone dry and clear. Then I know I'm okay. So you got to be really cautious in this stuff. So I'm just picking the driest part of the lane to ride in, which is usually the center, and watching how I corner. I was looking into the idea of getting studs, but I'm not convinced that you can get studs that will not be dangerous on bare pavement and yet will provide decent traction so that you could have some fun in on the trails, and dirt roads that are then compact snow. I'm going to get in touch with gripstuds.com because they make a range of studs for dual sports. I think they have about 3 or 4 different types depending on what you're doing. So maybe I'll contact them and see. It's just I've not run into anyone that has experience in them. Yeah, so like I was saying, I haven't run into anyone who was or who has any experience riding on the roads on bare pavement with studs, with the dual sport studs from Grip Stud, because that's what you have to do before you can get up to the dirt roads and trails and such. Well, the bike seems to be performing well with the adjustment I made. O2 sensor disconnect and reduce the fueling. Doesn't seem to be too lean at cruise or low throttle, and doesn't seem to be too rich either. We'll leave it at that till the spring, and we'll see how it goes in the warmer weather. Well, that's all for today, folks. That wasn't much, was it? Anyway, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one. Ride safe.